Hey guys, there are many factors when it comes to ranking content on YouTube, but I've tried to identify the top 5 that I've found when making content. And I've been making content on YouTube for several years, more focused primarily on digital marketing in the past 6 or 7 months, but there are some very important things when it comes to it. So at a very high level, it comes to making really great content, some of the YouTube SEO, which we'll dive into a little bit more detail in a few minutes, having great thumbnails, promoting, and then some time. So check out the description if you guys want to see time-stamped content. Otherwise, we'll drive right into high retention videos. So when you guys look at YouTube and you're looking for specific content, the search I did here was spy on your competitor Facebook ads. And I made a video here 3-4 months ago. My video shows up in this section. And when it comes down to it, YouTube wants to show users content that's going to keep them on their site for a long period of time. So if your content is engaging, it's having people comment, like, ultimately subscribe to your channel, and then having them stay on YouTube for longer periods of time, YouTube is going to say, hey, that content is pretty good. I'm going to continue to serve this type of content and continue to rank it higher if the algorithm picks it up and says that my content is really engaging. So one of the number one things you're going to want to look for if you're a content creator on YouTube is ensuring that all of your videos are extremely high retention. And there's no magic number when it comes to retention. It's going to all depend on the type of content you're making, the duration of your videos. But just think of it this way. Retention is the average amount of time that somebody watches your video. So for my video here, it was 9 minutes and 23 seconds. In order for someone to have 100% retention, they'd have to watch all 9 minutes and 23 seconds. So when you guys are curating content, think of ways that you can have people stay on your video and have them engage. You just want to make sure that it's not boring and they're staying on there for a while. And the way that you can check out your retention is if you go to the YouTube Studio section, and this is the new dashboard, you can view your average retention as a benchmark here, or if you dive into analytics, you'll be able to see the exact retention on all of your videos just by looking at it. And you can kind of see where people drop off, kind of get an idea of, okay, how do I get them to be 50% retention, 60% retention? It just gives you a good benchmark on how to gauge that. So when you guys are making high quality content, ensure that you're trying to think of different ways to keep people on your YouTube channel and your YouTube video, and that'll gain to higher numbers. So retention is definitely one of the top pieces. After retention, it comes to YouTube SEO, and what SEO stands for is search engine optimization. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking. Well, Ray, YouTube isn't a search engine. It's just video content. Well, guys, YouTube is the second largest search engine on the web. It's a weird stat out there, but if you think about it, people are going to YouTube every single day, typing in what they want to look for, try to get education, cat memes, whatever they're looking for, and they want to engage. So what SEO stands for is search engine optimization, and it's how you're optimizing your video. So think of it from a title perspective, a description perspective, all the tags you're using. So again, on my video here, this video is about competitor research on Facebook. So as you can see, my thumbnail includes that. This doesn't really have too much to do with the algorithm. It does have to do with the click-through rates, which we'll be covering in a second. But it has to do with the title, the description, and your tags. So if we hop into the video, you can see this is my description. I talk about Facebook and competitor research and some of the tools that are used down here. I'm using the same keywords in my title and in my tags as well. If you guys aren't using a ad extension called TubeBuddy, highly recommend it. I'll also have a link down in the description about this extension. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's a really good tool just to look for tags that you're using, tags that your competitors are using, but just extremely important when you're generating content on YouTube. So think about different ways you can have your keyword show up within your title, your description, and your tags. And you want to make sure they're extremely relevant. The number one thing I want to recommend for you guys is not to keyword stuff. You don't want to take spy on competitor ads and just be like spy, 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 spy. That's not helpful for people. That YouTube might see that as spammy and not rank your videos. I've seen that before. So ensure that the tags that you're using are going to be relevant to your video, relevant to your audience, because by having relevant tags, you're going to get the right people to your content, have higher retention, and ensure that more people are watching your videos for a longer period of time. So that's one piece, is you want to make sure that your SEO is solid, your titles and descriptions. You also want to make sure you're doing the proper keyword research. Now, I have a 10-minute video or so that dives into keyword research that'll be somewhere on the screen or in the description, so make sure to check that out. But there's a couple of ways to do that. I use the tool TubeBuddy. Again, highly recommend it. Check it out. But I'm not going to dive into that. The next piece is competitor research that is part of SEO. So pretend that you and I are competing on videos. What you'll be able to do is, if you have an add-on like TubeBuddy, or if you look for the source code. So if you are looking through different tags, you can see some of the tags I have on videos. I have competitor research, spy on Facebook ads, or if you have a Chrome extension installed called TubeBuddy, you'll be able to see all the different tags that people are using within the actual videos here. So the tag section is shown really easily within the YouTube platform if you have the Chrome extension called TubeBuddy. So by looking at the different tags that your competitors are using, as long as it is relevant to your video, you have to make sure it's relevant to your video. You can make sure that you're using those tags within your videos. So that's the second piece of it right there. The third part is having extremely awesome thumbnails. If you do not have a good thumbnail, people are less likely to click on your ads, and your click-through rate is going to be much lower. Now, click-through rate at a very high level are the amount of people who see your video, the thumbnail on the search engine, and then the amount of people that click on it, and then looking at the difference between that. Excuse me. So the thought process is if people have, very clear messaging in their thumbnails and it's engaging and it looks good, they're more likely to click on it and they're more likely to engage with your content. So this one's pretty simple. Ensure you have really good thumbnails. There's a couple of sites out there where you can either purchase thumbnails, you can go to Photoshop, make your own. TubeBuddy has a built-in thumbnail creator that you can attempt at using on your own. But if you have a better thumbnail, people are more likely to click on your video, end up on your video, and then engage with your awesome content. So pretty quick tip there. Just keep that in mind, because if you do not have high quality thumbnails, people are not going to click on your video. So they're not going to be consuming the awesome content that you're making. Fourth one is promotion. Now this one sounds pretty simple. It does not have to be paid promotion in any means. If you have a really great course or a great product that you're trying to sell through your YouTube channel and you want to put some ad spend behind that, definitely feel free to do so. However, if you're doing it to build a brand or if you're trying to do it for fun, when I say promotion, it does not mean you have to pay for anything. You likely have people who you're connected with on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, different channels. Consider just posting your video on those different channels. Again, do not spam people with your content. It needs to be authentic. You need to be authentic. If you're not authentic, your videos are going to come off as spammy and people are going to say, why should I give this person the time of day? So you definitely do not want to do that, and you want to make sure that the people that you're promoting your content to find your content relevant, engaging, and all the stuff I've been talking about this whole entire video. And the fifth step, guys, it's time. If you could look at almost any search on YouTube, unless it's a brand spanking new topic, or if the person who is posting the YouTube video has a ton of followers and has a huge following behind them, it's going to take time. So, Miles Beckler, he creates some really awesome content. He posted this video about 5 months ago. He's number one right now in this very specific query, but you can see a lot of these people created this 2 years ago, 5 months ago, 11 months ago. My topic here is just 3 months ago. YouTube does also look at fresh content as important too. So I'm not trying to say that the content needs to be really old in order for it to rank. However, the more time you're on there, especially if you're newer in the space and you don't have a lot of credibility in YouTube's eyes, if you're not an authority, they may not rank your content right away. So don't be discouraged if you don't see your content ranking page one right away. It's no big deal. But yeah, guys, another shout out quick to this tool. If you guys are looking for an online whiteboard tool, I found this just by stumbling across the web, Miro.com. You can make a pretty sweet whiteboard in about 2 minutes. So feel free to check that out too. But yeah, at a high level, make really great content. Make sure the SEO of your videos are extremely important and relevant. Your thumbnail is awesome, engaging, going to get people to click on your thumbnail to actually consume your content, and then consider promotion, and then just give it a little bit of time. What have you guys experienced in ranking content? Let me know below in the comments. I definitely want to chat with you guys on this concept. As I've mentioned earlier before, I've been messing around on YouTube for a while. A little bit of gaming in the past, but have been more focusing on some digital marketing content. So definitely let me know what your thoughts are. I want to hear them. Until next time, guys. See ya.